What's up, softball players? I'm Dan Blewett. In today's video, let's talk about showcase tips. So if you're going to a showcase tournament and you want to play your best, these are some things that you should consider doing and thinking about so that you play great when those college scouts are watching. All right, so if you're new here, I'm Dan Blewett. I'm a former pro baseball player, and what I teach most here on the softball side is mental skills and overhand throwing and fielding and the big IQ side of softball. So check out my online courses and my other free resources below if you want to learn more about how to improve your game. So in today's video, let's talk about showcases, how to be prepared and get the best bang for the buck when you show up. Because look, we know you can't have an unlimited budget to spend and run around the country doing all these showcase tournaments. And when you do go there, you want to play as well as you can. Obviously, you can only control what you can control. So here's some things to think about when you get there. Number one, don't try harder. And what this means is don't put extra pressure on yourself to be something that you're not and to try to do everything perfect when you get there. What you've been doing is good enough at the showcase. You have to remind yourself that I belong here and what I've been doing and the way I prepared to be here is good enough. You can't level up your skills in one Saturday just by trying harder. And that means, oh, I'm going to be extra smooth in the infield or I'm going to be extra fast when I do my running. When you try to do things better, you usually just go right downhill and you do worse because you're putting extra pressure on yourself, you tense up, and things don't get better. No one hits home runs when they're trying to hit home runs. It just doesn't happen. So make sure, number one, you don't try harder, just relax, allow yourself to be yourself. Number two, be aware that you're always being watched. If you're at a Fastpitch tournament and there's college coaches watching, they're going to look at your sportsmanship, coachability, your attitude, your hustle, all these things. So be aware that you're always being watched. Don't let it make you nervous, but just look, hustle back to the dugout, hustle out a ground ball that you're going to be definitely out on. Don't jog to first base. Don't eye roll your coaches. Don't do any of these things that are just going to show that maybe, you're not the high character kid that they want on their team, because look, they're going to have their pick. And if there's two players that are very similar in ability, they're going to take the one that they think is a nicer person and is a harder worker and is, going to really be a great person to be around because they're going to have to be around you for 4 years. So as a fast pitch player, be aware that you're always being watched and your citizenship and your sportsmanship, they matter a lot. Number three, be who you really are. So if you're a fast, scrappy type player, be that player. When you get to the showcase, sometimes it can be intimidating where you see bigger, stronger players that can do things you can't. Maybe they crush the ball over the outfield fence and you're not really a power hitter, but you don't want to look weak compared to them. So you start trying to be a power hitter too, and you start trying to hit everything out, even though your game is like hitting line drives and getting on base a lot. Stick to what you're good at. Stick to your unique skills. Ultimately, you're going to get where you need to go or where you're going to end up on your skills and your unique set of abilities. Don't try to be someone that you're not when you get to these showcases. Believe in yourself. Believe that your unique set of skills will be enough. My next showcase tip for fast pitch players is focus on small things that you can do rather than big outcomes. So don't worry about getting 5 hits on the weekend or hitting 400 for the weekend. If you're like, oh, I've got to hit 400 on this weekend because if I don't, these coaches aren't going to think I'm a very good hitter. If you try to do that, it's not going to happen. However, if you try as a hitter to just see the pitch now and put one really great swing on this pitch, you're going to set yourself up for success because now you're just focused on the one thing you can actually do, which is see the pitch in, select a good pitch to hit, and put a good swing on it. That's all you can do as a hitter. As a pitcher, you can pitch one pitch at a time. You can't throw a shutout. You can throw one pitch to the best of your ability, then you can repeat. And if you keep doing that, you'll look back 7 innings later and be like, wow, I threw a great game because I focused on executing the one pitch at a time and the one thing that I could do. So focus on little tasks that are manageable. It's going to make you feel a lot less stressed out and keep you present and performing well in the moment. My next tip is sleep a lot. Get your sleep, especially as a young person. You need your 8 or 9 hours or 10 hours of sleep. Make sure you allocate time to get it. You want to show up to a big showcase, a big event, rested and ready to play. Your body's recovered and it's ready to rock. The other thing is make sure your calories are significant. I'm not saying you need to eat more than you normally do, but just make sure you don't eat less than you normally do. And that means if you usually have 4 square meals during the day, you pack a good lunch, you have a good breakfast, all these things, you have a protein shake after your workout, make sure you stick to that routine so that when you show up to the field, you didn't have 2 big days of calorie depletion where you didn't eat breakfast or you missed your lunch and now your body's a little bit run down, and maybe you don't feel a little bit run down, but you are, and you run a little bit slower, you don't throw quite as fast, you only throw 61 instead of 63 now because your body doesn't catch up that fast. And really, the more consistent your calories are, the more your body's gonna feel strong and be able to output the force that you want it to output. So make sure you're consistent on your sleep and your calories. And my last tip for fast pitch players going off to a showcase event is to make sure you taper your workouts and your training so that you're fresh enough for the game day. That doesn't mean you have to skip your whole week of workouts. I don't recommend that. But if you're gonna have your first game on Friday, make sure you don't have like a massive leg workout on Thursday where then you're gonna be tired and maybe you don't throw as well or you don't run as fast. Maybe you have that big leg workout on Tuesday. So then you have Wednesday and Thursday to rest for Friday or whatever it is. But talk to your strength coach or talk to your coach or talk to your parents, whoever's helping you with your workouts, and make sure, hey, I know I'm gonna have to pitch on Saturday or be really, really good in the outfield on Saturday. So maybe we should dial back the workouts. So I'm just working out Monday and Tuesday, and then I get Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to rest and recover so I'm at my best. That's called peaking. You wanna be at your peak when it really matters. So make sure you're really thinking hard about your workouts and your workload in addition to getting lots of sleep and eating good healthy food that we talked about so that everything comes together on showcase day. All right, so hopefully this video was helpful. Showcases can be really stressful, and these mindset and routine tips can make a big difference in helping you perform your best when the scouts are watching. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the description below. Check out my online courses and other resources that help support this channel, and I'll see you here in the next video.